Welcome to this video. So in this lesson, we are going to learn how to evaluate trigonometric ratios without using a calculator. Okay, so you need three things in order for you to evaluate these trig ratios without a calculator. So the first one, you need to know the special angles, okay, for the three trigonometric ratios. Okay, so the special angles being 30 degrees, 45 degrees, and 60 degrees. Okay, and then two, you need to know the four quadrants. Okay, you need to know the four quadrants and understand what happens to each of the three trigonometric ratios in each quadrant. And then three, you need to know how to find the reference angle in each quadrant. Okay, so the reference angle simply means we are turning any other angle that we've been given into a special angle. And once we have it as a special angle, it will be very easy for us to evaluate it. Okay, we won't need any calculator. And then last, we need to know if a certain function is even, okay, or odd. Sometimes they will give you a trig ratio with a negative angle. Okay, so if they give you a negative angle like this one here, you have to know if that trig function is even or odd. Okay, so I can say even or odd trig ratios. Okay, so let's start with the special angles. So I'm sure most of you know the special angles. So let's come up with something like a table here. Okay, so here I'll put the trig ratio. Okay, and then I'm going to divide this into the three special angles. Okay, so this one will be 30 degrees. So 30 degrees, when you write it as when you write it as an angle in radians, it's just pi over 2. And then we also have 45 degrees, which is the same as pi over 4. Okay, and then we also have 60 degrees, which is the same as pi over 3. Okay, so these are our special angles, right? So I'm going to write here I have sine angle, here I have cos angle, and then here I have tan angle or tan theta if you want. So now these special angles here are specific values. So if you get your calculator and then you punch in sine 30, okay, you always get 1 over 2. So that's the special angle. Okay, sine 30 is 1 over 2. What is cos 30? Okay, so cos 30 is root of 2 over 2. And then what is tan 30? Tan 30 is simply 1 over root of 3. Or when you rationalize this, okay, some books will say root of 3 over 3. Okay, so that's that about the tan. And then let's look at, that's that about the 30 angle, the 30 degrees angle, or the pi over 6. Hey, did I say over 2 here? This is pi over 6. Okay, so what about if I have sine 45? Okay, what's the value for sine 45? Sine 45 is just 1 over root of 2. Okay, or when you rationalize it, you get root of 2 over 2. And then what is it? Cos 45. Okay, cos 45 is the same as sine 45, which is just root of 2 over 2, or 1 over root of 2. And then tan 45 is always 1. Okay, and then what else do we have? We have sine 60. Okay, sine 60, it's root of 3 over 2. Cos 60 is 1 over 2, which is just half. And then tan 60 is just the root of what? 3. So these are the special angles that you need to know. Okay, so we are done with this. And then let's orient ourselves about the quadrants. Okay, so we have 4 quadrants. Okay, let me draw it here. So we have 4 quadrants. Okay, so this here is the first quadrant, and then we have the second, we have the third, and then we have the fourth quadrant. Okay, so depending on which quadrant you are in, okay, the trig ratio can either be negative or what? Positive. So if you are in the first quadrant, okay, all the trig ratios are positive. So the sine will be positive, the cos will be positive, and even the tan will be what? Positive. So we are going to say all positive, okay, in the first quadrant. Then when you go to the second quadrant, okay, only the sine is positive. So positive for the sine, theta, and then cos theta will be negative there, even tan theta will be negative there. When you go to the third quadrant, this one here, okay, only the tan is positive. So meaning sine theta is negative, cos theta is negative, but tan theta is what? Positive. No wonder I've put a positive there. And then when you go to the fourth quadrant, okay, in the fourth quadrant, only the cos is positive. So tan is negative, sine is negative, and then positive is the what? The cos. Okay, so these quadrants, okay, are oriented between angles. Okay, so this here, you have your 0 angle, and then here you have your 90, or when you write it in radians, you're going to write pi over 2. Here you have 180. When you write it in radians, it will just be pi. Here you have your 270 degrees. When you write it in what? In radians, okay, the 270 will just be 3 pi over 2. And then here, okay, since we started 0, 90, 180, 270, here you come back to 360. But when you write this 360 in radians, just what? 2 pi. Okay, so now that we know that, we need to know how to find the reference angle in each of these what? Quadrants. So in the first quadrant, okay, the reference angle is just the same angle that you've been given. Okay, so let's say you've been given maybe sine theta, whatever. Okay, so if this angle is in the first quadrant, okay, then the reference angle will just be this same angle. So I'm just going to say reference angle is equals to the same angle, which is theta. Okay, when you come to the second quadrant, the reference angle will be equals to 180 minus the angle that you've been given in the question. Or if it's an angle in radians, you're going to say pi minus what? Theta will be your reference angle. When we come to the third quadrant, our reference angle will be equals to the given angle minus 180 degrees, or we can say the given angle minus what? Pi. Okay, and then when we go to the last quadrant, which is the fourth one, the reference angle there is given by 360 minus the given angle, or we say 2 pi minus the what? The given angle. So that's how we move. Okay, so we've known the angles, the 4 quadrants, the reference angles, and then we also have to know some functions that are even and some functions that are odd. Okay, so of the 3 trigonometric ratios, the even one is just the cos. So meaning cos, a negative angle like this, is the same as minus, it's the same as cos, the positive angle. Remember, when we're learning even and odd functions, we say the function is even if f of x is equals to what? F of minus x. So this is the situation that we see with the cos. The cosine of a negative angle will be the same as the cosine of the what? Of a positive angle. So we're going to say cos is even. Okay, so meaning any other function that will come from the cos will also be even. So for example, the secant. Okay, secant angle is just simply 1 over cos angle. So this secant is coming from the cos, so it means even itself is going to be even. And then for the odd ones, we have the sine. Okay, so meaning sine of minus theta is equals to minus sine theta. Remember the definition of an even function, of an odd function? We said the f of minus x should be equals to minus f of x. So this is what we see here in case of the sine. And it will be the same situation when you talk about the tan. Okay, so meaning any other function that will come from the sine. Okay, so for example, the cosecant theta, which is just 1 over sine theta, will also be what? Odd. Okay, so this cosecant, some people they just write it as CAC, C, and then theta. Okay, all right, so it means even the tan is odd here. So minus tan theta. So meaning any other function that will come from the tan, for example, the cot, okay, will also be what? Odd. So we have everything that we need here now in order for us to solve these questions smoothly without needing any calculator. Okay, we just need the special angle, the reference angle, know the quadrant where it is, then we are done. Okay, so now let's solve the questions here. All right, so let's start with okay, so here they're saying find the exact values of the following without using any calculator. Okay, so the first one, A, it's cos 210. Okay, so we see that the angle 210 is not a special angle. So we have to make it a special angle. So how do we make cos 210 to be a special angle? Okay, we have to find the what? The reference angle. So we first look at this same angle here. So this same angle, where is it in the quadrants there? Okay, so remember this is 0, 90, 180, and then this is 270. So it means this 210 is between somewhere there. Okay, so meaning it's in the what? Third quadrant. So how do we find the reference angle in the third quadrant? Okay, we said the angle given in the question, which is theta minus what? 180. So it will be 210 degrees minus 180 degrees. This will give me 30 degrees. Okay, and then we also have to take note of the sign of the cos in the third quadrant. So we said here, cos is what? Negative. Okay, so what this means is cos 210 degrees is equals to minus cos 30 degrees. Okay, but the 30 degrees, the cos 30 degrees, we know it is a special angle. We can just go to this table. Okay, cos 30 is just of course, I write this minus in front, and then cos theta is just root of 3 over what? Over 2. So that's all. So the value for this guy is minus 3 over root of 3 over what? Over 2. So you see that as long as you know whatever I've explained, you can easily find the values there. Right, so that's on A. Let's look at B. So B, we have an angle being given in radians. So this is tan 3 pi over 4. All right, so how can we know where it is? Okay, so it will be difficult for you to tell if you're just looking at this angle in terms of radians. Okay, so it will be a very good idea for you to change it to degrees so that you know in which quadrant it lies, and then now you can solve it. So we know that pi radians are equals to 180. So what if I have 3 pi over 4? What would be my degrees? Okay, so here, this multiplied by this, I have x pi is equals to 180 multiplied by 3 pi over 4. Okay, and then now I divide, okay, I divide everything by this pi here, find my x. So it will be x is equals to, if I divide this side by pi, to just be x. If I divide this side by pi, okay, then that pi will cancel out this pi because it will be somewhere down here. So this pi will cancel out that pi. So what will I remain with? I will remain with 180 multiplied by 3 divided by 4. So this will be what? This will be, okay, so we can say 2 into 4 is 2. 2 into 18 is 9. 2 into 0 is just 0. And then 2 there, 1, 2 there, to be 45. So I have 45 multiplied by 3. So what is 45 multiplied by 3? Okay, so 45 multiplied by 3 going to give me 135 degrees. So if I have my angle in degrees now, I can easily tell in which quadrant it will lie. Okay, so this is 0, 90, 180. So 135 will be somewhere there. Okay, so it will be in the what? The second quadrant. Okay, so in the second quadrant, how do we find the reference angle? So reference angle in the second quadrant is just 180 minus the given angle. But this is in terms of irradiance. So we'll use this one down here. So it will be pi minus 3 pi over what? 4. So this will be 4 common denominators to be 4 pi minus 3 pi, which will just be what? Pi over 4. Okay, now I need to know, is the tan negative or positive in the second quadrant? We see that it's negative. So this one here will just be the same as minus tan and then pi over what? 4. But tan pi over 4, we know its value because the pi over 4 is here. It's just the 45 degrees. We know that it's 1. So the answer here would just be what? Minus 1. So that's the answer of tan 3 pi over what? 4. All right, let's look at C. So C, here we have to use the concept or the knowledge of even functions. We said the sec comes from the cos. And we discussed earlier that the cos is even. So sec of a minus angle is the same as sec of a positive angle. But now we have to find its reference angle. So 120 will be in the second quadrant. Okay, so it means the reference angle there will just be 180 minus the given angle, which will just be 60 degrees. Okay, but now we have to check, is this since the sec here, if I write the sec theta here, is 1 over cos. So we're checking the cos. The cos, is it positive or negative in the second quadrant? It's what? Negative. Okay, so it means here this one will be the same as minus sec, and then I have 60 degrees. Okay, so this will be minus this one here is the same as 1 over cos 60. Okay, but what is cos 60? Okay, what is cos 60? Cos 60 here we found it was what? Half. So this will be minus 1 over 2. All right, so that's the answer there, to just be minus 1 over oh no, it won't be minus 1 over 2, because remember the minus 1 over 2 is just this part which is down. So this is the minus 1 over 2, the cos 60, right? So we have 1 over 2 down here. So this will be equals to, and then it will be minus 1 divided by half. So it will be like minus 1 divided by 1 over 2. And then we change this one to be times z, and then this one goes up, this one comes down. So it will be 2 over 1. So it will just be what? Minus 2. So this one now is correct. So meaning sec of minus 120 is just minus 2. So you see, I'm not using any calculator, but I'm still able to evaluate these trig ratios. So you have to know the quadrants and the special angles. Lastly, how to find the reference angle. So D, we have sine pi over 3. Okay, so pi over 3, it's 60 when you turn it when you put it to the degrees. So this is just simply sine 60 degrees. So what is sine 60 degrees? Okay, sine 60 degrees is just 3 pi over what? 2. So that's the answer there. What about E? So E, we have cot. So cot theta is the same as 1 over tan theta. Okay, so this is cot 300. So let's write it in terms of tan. So it will be 1 over tan 300. But now the 300 is where? This is 0, 90, 180, 270, 360. So the 300 is somewhere there. So it's in the what? Fourth quadrant. So how do you find your reference angle in the fourth quadrant? It is 360 minus the given angle, which will just be 60 degrees. Okay. So this one will be equivalent to the 300 here will be equivalent to 60 degrees. But now check if the tan is negative or positive in the fourth quadrant. So the tan here is negative. So this one will be the same as 1 divided by minus tan 60. Okay, so this will be 1 minus, divided by minus, what is tan 60 as a special angle? Tan 60 is just root of 3. So this here, the answer will just be minus 1 over root of what? 3. So if you want, you can rationalize it. So we multiply both sides, the top and the bottom, by the root of 3. We get minus root of 3 over 3. Okay, so this and this, they're the same. Don't get confused. All right, so let's look at the last one for this video. So the last one here, it's cosec. Okay, so cosec, if I write it in full like that, which is just the same as cosec theta is equals to 1 over sine theta. Okay, so we have cosec 315, which is the same as 1 over sine 315. Okay, so now let's find the reference angle for this 315. So 315, where is it? It's in the what? The fourth quadrant. Okay, because it's between 270 and 360. So there, the reference angle is 360 minus 315. So if I subtract this, okay, I'm going to get 45 degrees. Okay, now is the sign negative or positive in the fourth quadrant? We see that it's what? Negative. So this will be equals to 1 over minus sine 45. Okay, so to just be 1 divided by minus, what is sine 45? Sine 45, it's 2 root of 2 divided by 2. So this one here will just be 1 multiplied by 2 over root of 2. Of course, the negative there. So the final answer will just be minus 2 over root of what? 2. Okay. Am I correct here? Okay. I think so. Yeah. So this is the final answer here. All right. So that means that we are done with this question, and we are done with this video. Okay. So thank you so much for watching. If you need more videos, okay, on any concepts in math, you are free to contact me, and you can also register for our online lessons. All right. Also, if you'd like to access the full video to the tutorial sheet where I got these questions, okay, it's this one here. It's on exponential, logs, and then trigonometry. Okay, so if you'd like to access the full video, where I'll be solving all these other questions here, you're very much welcome to register with us. Just click on the link in the description below, and then you'll be able to register for our online lessons.